You know the vibe of a classic cartoon duckling, right? The slapstick, the frantic running around, the wildly exaggerated faces. But what actually happens when you strip all those fun visuals away and look strictly at the raw, auto-generated, completely garbled transcript pulled straight from the source? Well, today in this explainer, we're going to find out. It totally transforms from a simple children's story into this chaotic, mesmerizing descent into a full-blown existential crisis. So let's treat this bizarre text with absolute academic rigor and really analyze the mind of this little cartoon duckling.
So to actually make sense of all this chaos, we're going to break this explainer down into 5 main themes. We've got the existential crisis, the predator-prey paradox, cartoon physics and facts, the intervention of Jerry, and finally a mother's resolution.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the existential crisis, going straight from Bobby to total despair. We got to start right at the beginning to establish our little protagonist's baseline of happiness. I mean, the escalation here is just mind-blowing. At Phase 1, he's basically screaming, "I have the best Bobby in the whole world." He feels totally secure. But then he hits a swimming pool. Phase 2 hits hard with the realization, "I can't swim." And wow, this just instantly spirals into a massive psychological projection at Phase 3, where he decides, "Nobody likes me. I cry and cry and cry, but I can't swim." And then literally in the blink of an eye, we hit absolute rock-bottom despair at Phase 4. "I wish I was dead." We're looking at a perfectly documented psychological collapse over literally a puddle of water.
What's really wild here is the stark, dark reality hiding right beneath the surface of what is supposed to be a colorful, slapstick world. Nobody likes me, I sure am ugly, I wish I was dead. Seriously, if you separate those words from the visual of a cute yellow duckling, it reads like a heavy, tragic play. Our little guy's literally trying to opt out of existence altogether.
Which brings us to Section 2, the predator-prey paradox, or seeking the cat.
So this deep existential dread, it completely short-circuits the duck's natural survival instincts. Normally, obviously, a duck avoids a cat. But here, our prey is actively begging the predator, who is hilariously misnamed Mr. Bushy Dad, by the way, to just consume him. He actually has to clarify, "I'm serious," because even the cat is completely bewildered by this massive breakdown in the natural order of things.
He's so committed to his own demise, he actually gives step-by-step procedural instructions to the extremely confused cat. Open your mouth, close your eyes. The duck is literally project managing his own consumption. It just perfectly highlights how utterly broken his sense of self-preservation has become after that whole swimming failure. He's taking full control of the one single thing he feels he can manage, getting eaten by Mr. Bushy Dad.
Moving on to Section 3, cartoon physics and facts. Basically, the rules of reality here. Because, as if the psychological breakdown wasn't enough, the environmental rules of this universe are just as unstable. Right as the duck is engaging with the cat, the literal fabric of reality glitches out and throws in this magical element out of nowhere, the vanishing green invisible block. We honestly have absolutely no idea what this is, but it acts as this bizarre catalyst that shifts the whole scene into a totally surreal, dreamlike state.
And then, smack in the middle of a chase, we get hit with this super jarring, highly analytical, yet completely garbled, set of ornithological facts about duck migration. The narrative just abruptly stops to spit out this comparison. Wild ducks are my birds and fly shit every winter, versus domestic ducks, which are primarily for fail and new duck fly for the winter. It's honestly as if a broken Wikipedia page on waterfowl just suddenly invaded the duckling's inner monologue. It acts as this bizarrely intellectual, yet completely nonsensical distraction from the literal life-or-death situation happening right in front of us.
All right, Section 4, the intervention of Jerry. Let's talk about frantic repetition. All of a sudden, this external force named Jerry interrupts the whole death wish. The actual reality of cartoon violence finally clicks for our protagonist, and it triggers this intense, rapid-fire motif. Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. It's like a switch flips, and that primal instinct to live just violently snaps back into place. Just think about the erratic, pinballing nature of the duck's mind for a second. His emotional state is constantly ping-ponging depending entirely on who he's talking to. With Bobby, it's just pure, unadulterated adoration. With the cat, total suicidal submission. And then with Jerry, it flips straight into desperate reliance. He is practically a psychological sponge, just soaking up whatever chaos is happening in his immediate environment.
Finally, we reach Section 5, a mother's resolution, chaos and comfort. This brings us right to the culmination of the whole arc, where mommy shows up. Now, usually when a mother figure enters a story, it's the universal signal for safety, right? And okay, she does provide that. But since we are trapped in the twisted logic of this specific transcript, her solutions are completely absurd. She says, "I'm all going to fix what you wish. Now let me see. Nice yellow block and a bug of boiling water." A nice yellow block? Yep. We have officially moved past the vanishing green block and right into the yellow block phase of the story.
And what's so incredibly fascinating about this is that we literally never find out what this cure actually does. All we know is that the mother somehow knows exactly where to score a yellow block. The duckling even asks, "Say, mommy, where do we get a yellow block?" And her response is just dripping with supreme chaotic confidence. "I get it. I'm your goodbye, and I still love you, mama." The cure makes zero logical sense to us, but in the universe of this text, it's the ultimate remedy. Her unquestioning confidence in the power of a yellow block and some boiling water is literally all the reassurance the duckling needs.
The narrative arc, gracefully if a little weirdly, resolves with this comforting, slightly unhinged acceptance of maternal love. My guy's nice, mommy, that's my mommy. Think about what he's been through. After wishing for death, micromanaging his own demise to Mr. Bushy Dad, absolutely panicking to Jerry, and somehow surviving the vanishing green, the duckling actually finds peace. Sure, the grammar is completely broken, and the world is still totally chaotic, but hey, he is safe. The psychological storm has officially passed.
So I want to leave you with a final thought today about the true nature of growth. Did the duck ever actually learn to swim? Honestly, that initial problem is completely forgotten by the end. What he actually learned was how to endure the insane emotional whiplash of his own broken reality. And you know, for any of us navigating an increasingly chaotic world, maybe a metaphorical yellow block and a bug of boiling water is really the only survival skill you need. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into the wonderfully chaotic mind of our auto-generated duckling. Stay curious, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.